Watch it. Okay. Yo, what up, y'all? This is Kev Brown. You checking out Distortion and Static. Don't change the dial, alright? Be right back. Producer, artist from Landover, Maryland, all the way out here to San Francisco, man. First time in San Francisco.
Okay, cool, man. Why don't you give a little timeline? You know how you got started. Just like what was the neighborhood like that you grew up with? How would you get influence in the music and all that, man?
Well, I started off rhyming, like just writing rhymes and stuff, just to fit in with everybody else around the way or whatever. And once I got into that, and then I would always want original beats to rhyme over, like when I used to do open mics and stuff like that. So I just got into it, and like my man Early Reed, he showed me how we used to do it, like real old school off the tape deck with the pause mixing and all that. And then you just graduate up to like the different samplers that's out, Gemini samplers and all that. And now I use the MPC, and once I got more into it, I got more into the beats more than rhyming. So like I consider myself more of a producer than I don't really consider myself an MC, because like I'm not really like, I'm saying, I'm not really, I write, but I'm not an MC at all to me. But I do perform and do shows, but it's different levels. It take more than that to be an MC. But I mainly like to do production though.
Definitely. Who are some of your influences, hip hop and non-hip hop, that really defined your style, man?
Hip hop wise, there's Pete Rock, Premier, the whole DITC. There's like EPMD, Eric Sermon, DJ Scratch, the RZA, JD. There's mad people, like everybody that I grew up listening to. Q-Tip, the whole tribe, Large Professor, all of that stuff, And then outside of hip hop, there's like Quincy Jones and Willie Hutch, Willie Mitchell, like David Axelrod, and all the great producers that that was out back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, man. Yeah, I DJ myself. I collect vinyl and everything. There's a lot of technology out nowadays, man, and it's got a lot of purists that kind of upset at how obtainable things are nowadays. Hip hop wise and non hip hop wise. So I mean, like, what's your take on technology, and what do you see hip hop turning into, on a technology point of view in the next couple of years?
Technology, I mean, you gotta kind of just go with the flow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really a big fan of Pro Tools. Like, I don't use it or nothing like that, and like, but that's to each his own. You know what I mean? But I still use the MPC. I like buttons and stuff, so you know what I mean. So I'm not really, even my track machine, my track board is, it's digital. It's still digital because you still got to keep up with the time, but it's still got to be compatible with whatever's out. So when you go to like the big studios, you can still like track your stuff out and all that stuff. But my setup at home is like real basic. But as far as like, you gotta just go with the flow. You can't just be like, I'm gonna just use my old tape deck forever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta step up. You gotta step up to the future at some point. But that's, at the same time, it's like, it's making it more. It's like how EPMD said rap is out of control. Like, it's really out of control now because the technology is so cheap. Everybody could just get it or download it, and then everybody thinks they're a producer now. Everybody's an artist now. Like, there's really not any fans anymore. Like they see you do it, and then they'll be like, oh, I can do that, and then next thing you know, you at the show and they coming up to you with a beat CD. Like, I make beats, and they just started making beats like the other day off of like, off a computer program or whatever. Just because you seen Knife do it don't mean that you nice with it. Like, you still gotta have like a God-given talent within you to do that. So it's not meant for everybody to do. So
Right. So when that happens, what I'm saying, are you receptive to hear those beats, or do you kind of write it off as like, he doesn't really respect it? Like, do you give it a chance? You know what I'm saying?
I listen to just about everything. If somebody hand me a CD or whatever, like, I give it a couple, skip through the joint and listen to it. Yeah, like it got to be something that catch my ear though. But if it's whack, it's whack. I don't care if like, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Dre give me a beat CD. If it's whack, it's whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it don't really matter.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you listen, or you know what I'm saying, when I watch videos nowadays, you know, there's a lot of the same type of stuff thrown around nowadays. Like, you know, the South is hot now. You hear a lot of yelling over tracks. You don't really hear a lot of music. You don't really hear a lot of instruments in hip hop nowadays. And I notice you encompass a lot of that, you know, old school style or just real melodic sounding stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, so do you want to get to that level where, you know, you're on MTV or you're on heavy rotation, or do you kind of like flying low under the radar where, you know, more you have like a more of an underground following?
I think it should be like a balance. I think, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm trying to be like 50 Cent or nothing, but I'm like music wise, I would like, you know what I'm saying, like play. You could, you know, play a Nelly joint on the radio and then play one of my joints after that. Like if it was a balance, it wouldn't really be, we wouldn't be underground. You know what I mean? The style of music that we do isn't necessarily underground. We're just underground because we don't have the political or the, you know what I'm saying, the monetary means to be overground or whatever or pop or whatever you call it, whatever's not underground. So I guess independent. I guess you call us independent. I guess I don't know, but like, yeah, if it was just a balance, I think it would be cool because like, not everything gets a chance. Like if you doing it with the payola and, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy now. So we just got to do it the way we doing it, and hopefully, I don't really think things are going to change. Like, because it seems like music is continually getting worse, but like, I think you're always gonna have the purists like us. Like it's kind of like jazz is now. Like you got your different, or any other type of music. You got your hard rock, soft rock, you know what I'm saying? You know, some power ballads, whatever. And then hip hop is older now. So it's like it's kind of got broken down into different groups now. So it's like you got your crunk, or out here was the hyphy, and then you got like the older cast that was on some Pete Rock. It's more jazz, more soulful, you know what I mean? So it's different layers to it now. It can't just be labeled as rap. You know what I'm saying? It's different layers to it.
So definitely agree with that, man. The album's out and everything, so why don't you talk about the album, what people can expect, and just like who's featured on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the album's out now. I do what I do. It's a good album. I still listen to it myself. So, and it's just me, man. I did all the beats except for one, which DJ Roddy Rod produced the first track, Alone Again, and the whole crew is on there. My crew is on there, low budget. It's Odyssey, it's Camber, you know what I'm saying, Sean Bourne on there, Cy Young, Ken Starr, Q, who else? I said Ken Starr already. It's mad. The whole crew is on there. Grab Lover is on there. I got Fonte from Little Brother on there. So that's about it, man. It's called I Do What I Do. I just did music, and then, you know, if people like it, they like it, and then, you know what I'm saying, that's about it.
How can people get in contact with you if they want to, you know, give you feedback, or they want to just hit you up, man?
Well, I got a MySpace page. I also have a website, KevBrownMusic.com, and the MySpace is whatever, MySpace/Kev Brown or whatever, and that's it. I can't give you my phone number or nothing, so I guess that's the only way, through the internet, or you could go to upabove.com, because they got, like, usually when I do shows, they'll post it up and all of that good stuff. So that's about it.